Hello everybody. Um, Keeping up with the refactoring, today I would like to get to the lobby screen, the part where you select the character. So let's go ahead and implement those packets. Um, the first packet that we get is the game guard. That's done. Then we got the auth login, which I quickly implement yesterday at night. I quickly implemented the credentials and storage system. It's not a big deal, but I guess I can walk you through it. So let's go ahead and check that out here. And let's get rid of that empty space. So when we got the auth login, which is the packet that contains the username plus the password, we try to get the account based on those two, well, based on the username, just the username, and then we can check if the account exists. We can check if the password is correct or not. So first we got the account by the username. If we got it, we check the password, and if it doesn't match, then we will drop the client. Okay. If we don't find any account, then we can go ahead and auto create the account. So we try to do that with the username and the password, which again we're getting from the packet. And if for some reason we can't do that, we will just go ahead and drop the client. Now let's check how am I implementing the storage code, which is honestly just a copy paste of the original approach. So I don't think we have to check on the header. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. So let's go ahead and check the implementation. Now, at the very beginning of the file, you will see this huge note that I left. And the idea of this simple storage code is for it to be quite easy to work with in development mode. Okay. Probably for production, we may want to switch this with SQLite or MySQL or whatever, right? But this is just for development only. And the way it works is we um, we got the entire database or whatever we want to save or persist, right? And then we just write this struct into a file, and that's pretty much it. So when we want to save something, we just write this struct into the file, and then when we want to retrieve it, we just read the file, and that's it. That's the entire thing. And you'll notice that this contains the Linux prefix, and this is because it's using mmap in order to read or write into the file, right? We could use if read and write, but this is a bit easier because it allows us to get a pointer uh, to the memory in file. And thus, any change that we do in the memory, it will get automatically reflected into the file. So that makes the whole thing easier. So as you can see, for instance, if we want to create a new account, meaning add a new record and persist it, notice that we just open up the connection, meaning we open the file to read and write, and then we just go ahead and write into the struct. And since the memory is quote unquote linked to the file, we don't have to do anything else. That's it. This gets saved into the file automatically. Okay? So now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and try to implement the next packet, which is the server list. All right. And for that, I just went ahead and copy part of the original code that we had. And let's see what I can do with this. First of all, I have to get the server list. So I don't know if I want to create the server list inside of the L2 types or inside of the. So this is a response. Maybe we just, since we're not gonna be using this very often, maybe we wanna put this struct specifically into the login response. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna say server, and then let's check the encoder and the server. We'll go ahead and copy this over. All right, so what do we got? We got the ID, the IP port, PVP, yep, you count, and there we go. All right. And then response, server list encode, encode into the destination, and then we're gonna get the server list. All right, let's go ahead and write the implementation now. Response, make sure that we're getting both the destination and the source. And do we want to make sure that the count is bigger than 0? Yeah, let's go ahead and make sure that we are getting servers. All right, so let's empty the destination, add the packet type, which I'm gonna get from the old code, encoder, server list. There we go. 004. And then we have to write the amount of servers that we got. If I recall correctly, we do have this function, but let me go ahead and check this real quick. Yeah, we do have it. All right. So we write the count, how many servers we got. We write this, serve stuff, and then there's no reason to rewrite this again. So let's go ahead and copy this over, right. Yep, this all looks good. U16. Let's go ahead and double check the types. Response server. So the ID is U8, IP U32, port U32, age, PVP, players, max players, status, extra. Yeah, seems to be fine. All right. Okay, so that one is okay. Now let's add the servers and let's send those over back to the client. Um, so this is a network stuff, and I wanted to I wanted to refactor the A socket.h file into the something like uh, network stuff. So we got sockets, we got those IPv4 stuff and things like that, but I don't know if um, I don't know if I want to include that file into my login server. Okay, let's go ahead and not do that for now. Okay, yeah. Where can I put this code? Um, yeah, I really don't want to add a whole bunch of things just for this. Like, I don't want to add the entire socket or the entire network thing here just because of that IPv4 thing. But I guess I'm gonna have to. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'm not gonna rename the file just yet. So, I wanna make sure that this works first. IPv4. And then let's maintain the interface here. IPv4 to U32, and then I'm gonna have to include just a yeah. Mm, I really don't want to mix these things out, but I guess I'll have to. All right. So include L2 auth, and then this is going to be buff size of, and we're gonna say that the buffer is gonna have enough space to hold the biggest IPv4 that there is. All right, and then I'm gonna copy the implementation from the original code. Where is it though? You know what? I can use the find. Okay, there we go. And then Yeah, this is the one. Let's go ahead and paste this in. Although since it's a Linux stuff, I should be able to use the built-in functions. But for now, I guess this is fine. And then include L2 auth. Okay. And now, what do we got? Yeah. All right. So now we can use this. And then from the L2 auth, I'm gonna include this. Okay, that's in there already. Okay. So let's try to include the localhost server into the list of servers. And now I'm gonna say log warning, enable to parse localhost game server IP. No servers will be sent. Okay, so then some hard-coded values in here, ID 1. Let's go ahead and put this right at the top. IP, max players. Yeah, we'll have to update this later to get the correct values, but for now, hard-coded values will do. And let's put a log message, done hardcode game servers, sending SAP. Okay. And let's put a to do. And again, the headsets turn off because I don't have any audio. Okay. So now that we got the localhost into the list, let's encrypt the packet. Let's encode the packet and then encrypt it. And we can say response server list encode into the response. And we may want to change this to servers. Servers, there we go. So we're encoding the servers into the response, and then we'll encrypt the packet with login session, encrypt packet, the session, and the response. All right, let's see if we can build this. Okay. Apparently no errors. All right, and then we're getting Bart's as the server. Let's make sure that, what if I update the ID of the server? What if I say 2? And what if I say 32 as the player count or player population? Okay, try that again. Whoops. Incorrect password, bro. There we go. So now we're getting full, and the ping, I don't know why are we getting that ping, but yeah, that works well. And should I do this properly? Yeah, let's go ahead and um, and do this correctly. Otherwise, we fill the project with a bunch of to-dos, like go ahead and do it properly at once, you know? And also, let's go ahead and rename the A socket to network. Do I want to say L2 network or just network? I guess network. So in here, we're going to put everything related to network. Network, like so. And let's replace everything with network. So how does it read? Network port, network sock, listen, handler, network write. Put this network. There we go. And then 0 if fails, 1 if succeeds. Network IPv4 to U32. Okay. And then, where is it? Linux socket, yeah. Let's rename this to Linux network, and then we can place all the code related to network in here. Instead of having a bunch of files separated. Okay, so now this is network IPv4 to U32. This is network, network, network. There we go. Let's see what else do I have to do. I'm not a big fan of that. Can I get this like so? Yeah, perfect. The same here. Okay. What about sock? Do the same. Okay, network listen. What do we got here? I guess I can do the same here. And since I'm using the L2 auth here, I guess I can use rlen. There we go. This is fine. Don't do this. Okay. Replace a socket with network. There we go. Put it in one line. Network closed. Network read. There we go. And network. Just like that. What about write? I don't have to update anything here. Alright. So now I think the only thing left would be to update here. Network. Whoops. Network. And the Linux login server as well. So now we don't have to include that. And then what else? Network event. network, and here, whoops, like so, and then the same here. There we go. Are we good or not? Linux, oh yeah. We have to update this. So now it comes below login server. Yeah, Linux network. There we go. Build. Network. Build 84 Linux network. There we go. Okay. So now that I have that, let's close everything out. Go to the storage. This one. And then, well, I guess we are gonna use the server. So open up the types. Get me the server. I want to be able to use this server. There we go. And put it in here, I guess. Okay, so now we can use this into the storage. And we can do servers, and I'm not sure how many servers there are for Lineage, but I guess with 8 it's gonna be fine, or just 1, or maybe 2, or let's go ahead and 8. Let's see servers count. There we go. And for the storage, do I really need this? I don't think so. Um, so this is for accounts. There we go. And then for servers. And what do I need to do? I need to get, so let's check on the login server. And what do I have to do? I have to get the servers. Okay. So I'm gonna say, what do I want to say? Um, I'm gonna say int storage get servers. And then I need a destination and how many. Yes. And then I need to be able, I have to be able to create a server. So create server. And for this, I'm gonna just accept the source. Let's go ahead and implement this out now. Storage. There we go. And again, this is really simple. Let's go ahead and copy some of the code here. Make sure that we are getting a destination. Make sure that we pass max, a valid max value. Then open the connection, close the connection. There we go. And then let's go ahead and on storage servers. Okay, go through all the servers that we got in the storage and copy the found 0 and copy those into the destination buffer. So this is gonna be dest found equals serve. Okay. We'll increase the found, and then if found max is lower or equal to found, we'll break out of the loop. And do we want to say how many did we found? Probably. Um, yeah, let's pass a pointer so we can use this as a counter, and then instead of defining this here, put that in, found, and I guess I can do something like that, and there we go. For the result, I guess I want to do something like this. And then just return the result. There we go. So if we can open up the storage file, then we will mark that as a successful operation. We reset the found pointer and make sure that we are getting a found in here as well. There we go. So then we reset the found to 0, go through all the servers that we got in the storage, copy the server into the destination, increase the pointer, the count, and check if we're not outside of the maximum specified. And then if we are, we'll break out of the loop. And then there's that. Let's go ahead and use this. So now let's comment this out. And what do I want to do? I guess I can get this. And I'm gonna say if for some reason we can't get the servers, I'm gonna say log unable to read the servers. Unable to read the servers. An empty packet will be sent. There we go. I don't know if we should drop the connection. Probably. But for now, let's print this message. So, all right. So what do we need? The server buffer. So this is gonna be servers dot servers. Okay, and then what else? Come on. The found, alright, so this is gonna be found 0. Found in maximum is gonna be the length of the servers. Um, yeah, let's go ahead and rename this to response because calling this servers.servers is not ideal. So there we go. So get me the servers into the servers from the response, get me the count, and don't go further than the buffer's capacity. Okay, so now we will we will you know I'll never I don't think I need to use size for this. Like we're not gonna be using that many servers, so it doesn't make sense to use that type here. U8. Um, sure. And then let's make sure that max doesn't go further than uint max, I think it is. Uint 8 max. There we go. All right. There we go. So now we can even simplify this by saying response.count like so. And then we should able to send the servers just like that. Nice. So this should be it. Gonna, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. And I'm gonna paste it in here. And then let's go ahead and implement the create server. So make sure that we are getting the pointer. And result. So yeah, we have to open up the connection. This is again the same. Close the connection. There we go. And what else do I want to do? I want to go to the connection, storage, and then servers count, like so, and then paste the source and increase the counter, just like that. Um, we may want to check if the we may want to check if the server is already created. So we can say for each that server, then con storage servers, and if the server ID matches the server ID, or better yet, it doesn't match, continue. But if it does, I'm gonna say result 0 and go to close, okay? And in here, I'm gonna say log server with ID D already exists. It will not be created again. And then we can pass the ID like so. Actually, server ID like so. Alright, so with this we make sure that we're not gonna be sending the same server twice or storing the same server twice. There we go. Do I want to check for anything else? Um, IP port, age limit, PvP players, status. Okay. We shouldn't need those two, but I guess it's fine. We'll go ahead and ignore those. So in here, let's make a quick comment. Make sure we don't save the same server ID twice. And then we save it. And there is that. Okay. So now let's create the localhost server, this one, at the start of the server. So login server. What do I want to do? Let's go ahead and put this here. Create localhost server. There we go. And I'm gonna say localhost, and I'm gonna send the same data that I got in here. So I'm not gonna use this. Yes, we don't need that. And we can get rid of this. We're not gonna use this. There we go. And then Linux. Should I create a new? No. Alright, let's get rid of this. Whoops. Toggle. Struct server localhost 0 IP localhost. There we go. So now localhost ID. There we go. So then this is gonna be IP. Yeah, and I'm missing the conversion. So this is gonna be network IP network. How was it? IP, there we go. Network, and then destination and the IP. You know, let's go ahead and use this instead of creating a new variable, like so. And IP localhost. And if for some reason we can't create this, I'm gonna go ahead and exit this block. Enable to parse localhost IP. Enable to parse localhost IP. The server. I guess that's fine. So I'll try to parse this IP into the destination, and then you apply that port IP, and then we create the server. And let's make sure that we also, or so this is gonna fail if the server already exists, but I don't care about that yet. And you know what? Void create localhost server void. Like so, I don't think I have to do this. There we go. So now login server started. Create localhost server. There we go. And then if this succeeds, I'm gonna say log initial localhost server was successfully created. There we go. All right. Cool. Let's see if this compiles. I don't know why it takes this long. Like this, like there's a lot of code to be compiled. And I am sending the O0 flag, so we don't have any optimizations turned on. So whatever. Let's see. So now I think I'm gonna get a. Am I? No. Let's see what happens. Alright, so we got login server started, initial localhost server successfully created. Let's see if that's true. No, we're getting something funny going on here. Login response. Okay, what line? Okay. What am I doing wrong? Um, let's try again. Server with ID. Yeah, that's fine. Whoops. Nope. We're still getting the error. So count is not being. What do you mean, bro? Oh, also, if the server ID break, because here we'll go through all the servers and we will have some empty servers, meaning we will go through the 8 servers that we pre-allocated in here, and we want to make sure that we don't include empty servers, right? So if we don't have where is it? Here. If we don't have an ID, then it means we're dealing with an empty server, so we break out of the loop. Um, Why am I getting this error though? Could it be because of the... Let's go ahead and reset the database just in case. Okay, initial login server created. Nope, that was not it. Hmm, interesting. Is it because of this? I don't think so, but I guess I'm gonna have to be explicit about. Let's see if that was the issue. Yeah, that was the issue. Okay, well. So why was that? Oh, because I was not increasing the value inside of found. I was increasing the pointer. The big brain. All right, but at least we know that this is indeed working. We could go ahead and try another thing. Where is it? Here. Let's create localhost, create. You know, let's try to create another server just to make sure that this is indeed working. Create test server. So let's say create initial servers. There we go. Create initial game servers. Servers, sure. Let's be more explicit about what we're doing. There we go. And this one is going to be 000. There we go. IP0. And sure, let's say test. So this is going to be test.ip and IP0. Unable to parse 0IP and then test. There we go. Increase that. H limit. Maybe we can test the brackets, you know? And the extra, this is a bit flag. I don't remember the values. So let's leave that as is and then update the port. Status, do we want to say it's online? Sure. And then test. Initial test server was successfully created. There we go. So now we got two servers instead of one. Let's see if that gets reflected as well in the game. All right. So server with ID 1 already exists, and then the initial test server. Okay. Nice, dude. Nice. And we even get the little brackets in the name because of the brackets property here. Nice, dude. Very nice. And then we close the connection. Very nice. Um, I think I have a sending server list. I think I have a trailing break line. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we got the servers coming from the actual storage. We don't hardcode anything, and um, to make things easier, we create some dummy servers at um, when we start the server. Awesome. All right, guys. I think this is good enough for today. I guess I'll work on the lobby packet tomorrow. Although, let's see. Yeah, because if I remember correctly, I have to send a big ass packet for the server. Although, I think that's a game server stuff. Yeah, I think it's a game server stuff. Let's test that out. So when I try to connect to the server, to the game server, I should be disconnected from the login server. And I'm not. No, I think I'm missing one more packet and then this gets disconnected from, yeah. Yeah, and yes, this one. I'm missing this one. Let me go ahead and quickly check how big that packet is, but I think it's a big one, so I may want to work on this later. So, source, server, login, server, no, or maybe it isn't. Encoder. Yeah, I think I just need to send the play okay stuff and that's it. Alright, let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and do it. The final packet. New connection, request. There we go. Static void, struct state, and then struct login session. Handling, login, or yeah, the name is a bit confusing. Should I rename this to game server, login game server? Mm, yeah, I guess it's fine for now. Okay, and encoder, what do I have to send in the login server? Yeah, seems like this is it. So play okay, response play okay, response, get rid of that, response, response. Do we have these values? I think I do. And then log, sending play okay response, and response play okay in code, response, and then login session encrypt packet, and there we go. Now let's add those types in the header file. Um, response, this one, and then response play OK, response play OK, struct response play OK, and there we go. Response play OK, yeah, there we go. And now let's write the implementation for this. Response. There we go. Make sure that we are getting this and the source. Zero the destination to make sure we're not dealing with some garbage values. And show me the implementation. Play OK. There we go. Okay. That seems to be it. And now, are we calling this function? Yes, we are. All right. Let's test this thing out. Okay, so now when I connect to the server, I should be disconnected from the login server. Yeah, there we go. Now we're getting disconnected from the login server, and this is where the game server kicks in and takes it over. All right, so I think we managed to complete the login server. I do have to encrypt the passwords, but other than that, I think this is pretty much it. All right, let's go ahead and commit this. Push to the repository. So what do we got? Network, yes. No, there we go. Server, yeah, that looks fine. Yes, sir. Play OK. Storage. Create initial game servers. Yep, this all looks good. Okay. Yeah, we have to encrypt the packets. The passwords. And then we're getting the servers. Okay. And then when we create the server, sounds good. And go the list. Okay. And finally, this one, server list, sending the list and handling the login. I may have to check what's the purpose of this packet besides sending these keys, or maybe that's it, but I have to make sure. Alright, and what do we have in the truck stuff? Okay, And this is all good. I do wanna get rid of the upper letters. And for Linux, we may wanna use as I said, we may wanna use the uh, provided functions, but for now, this is just fine. Skip. Okay. And should we just use the functions provided by Linux? Question mark. Okay. Stage. And there we go. I think we can say, oh, well, um, allow to create and store game servers, implement all login server packets. There we go. Commit, push, and now I'm very happy with the result. Alright guys, I think this is it for now. I'll see you shortly, hopefully. But in the meantime, take good care. Bye guys.